Just a couple more and we'll call it a night. You are front row now, so you're not setting. So you got a bump, pass. Yeah, that one. The one I really like here is that. So we knew the hit on this one was coming. It was a middle hit. So we passed, got it over the net. It was a bump. They set it. We knew that hit's coming from the middle. So you knew right away only that first person's supposed to block it, or only the middle blocker blocks. Cassidy got a little over anxious there. She was over to block too. She should have been dropping back, but look what you did. You didn't drop straight back here. You came over and you were defending that area right behind the blocker, which is where you want. So when the hit went right there, it was kind of, that's the hardest spot to defend. That's the weakest, and you were there. We can't see you, but we can see your foot. And you're diving for it. You're making every effort you can, and that's all you can ask is to try to be there, pancake it, try to get that ball up in the air somehow. So again, great effort. So here's where you're serving. Great form. I love that. You're getting all your momentum into it, full extension, ball ahead of you. That's a great form for your serve. Ball pops over, you go defend your home position, bump, set. So we call it a free ball, so much better job getting to that setter spot as soon as you can. Yeah, so that was a real good example of you acting really quickly when we call free ball. So we can see, you can hear me yelling it. As soon as I see him set it, once I see that set is not up on that 10-foot line or in, they're not going to be able to get a hit. If anything, it'll be a drive, and we play that like a free ball. And then you immediately come in, and that's where you want to be. So even if, let's say, they did get it over, by the time that ball's even over the net, you're there ready to set. So that's a much better chance for you to be able to play that ball. Just got a handful, just a few more. Where do we have you here? Here, I think you're a middle blocker in this one. So serve comes over, it's a pump, set, you're back in the free ball. Now in this one here, this is kind of what I was touching upon earlier. So we showed you a few examples when they're hitting, how you did a good job about being down and ready, just like a serve receive. In this example here, it's a bump, set, they're hitting, that guy's up there, that's great form for him, great hit. Here, you're standing up a little straight, you're popping up. So when he's making contact with that ball, you want to be down as much as you can. You can see Kaya's doing a pretty good job. Her knees are bent, she's coming forward. But you are coming up as opposed to going down. And we want to make sure that you're as down and ready as you can when they're hitting that. It's tough to do, and that's why anticipating it is so important. Here, same thing. I think you're a middle blocker in this one. So here they get a set. And here's another kind of example of what we were just talking about. So it's an outside hit. You shift it over. Both you and Kai did a good job shifting over. You're in the right spot, but as they're hitting it, your legs are completely straight. You're on your heels. You're not on the toes. So then when that ball's hit in front of you, you can kind of see how you're right there on the heels. So you're leaning back, not coming forward. That ball's hit in front of you, and it takes a lot more time to take that momentum and try to get there. Now it was a great effort to get there and chip that ball up as much as you could. But that's where if you can get yourself back and down, like those packets that I handed out last week at our practice showing the high school players how down and their arms are fully extended, that's how you're able to make those plays, by being down and ready for them as much as you can. So here we can see you in the front. Serve comes over. Great job coming up on the net when it goes over. So looking at this one, another example. So they're up, they're doing a big hit. Maybe you'd want to block there, but it's okay if you don't block provided you defend. But same thing here. They're going through, hitting the ball, making contact, and you're backing up kind of straight up. Definitely need to be down and ready, coming forward, just like a serve receive when they're hitting the ball. Now Cassidy does a great job defending that hard hit. We'll watch that full 16. Good job shipping that up. Good set. Karenna gets the hit. Now, whoops, wrong button. Everyone on the team was guilty. We kind of let Karenna down on this one, okay? What was really good is everybody that hit, the ball's coming over, Karenna's getting ready for the hit, but where's her help? Cassidy's behind her, but remember what we talked about at our practice last week, and going back to those packets I handed out, she's going up to hit. You got two boys that are up there to block. We need to be behind Karenna, ready to protect her in case she does get blocked. And we've got Cassidy's right behind her, and everybody else is on the other side of the court. Look at all that open area that's open. And not only that, she's hitting, they're up and blocking, and everybody is standing straight up. Now, it was an intense sequence, and you guys are definitely focusing on it, and you're coming forward a little bit, but by the time that ball comes down, it's just too late. So that's where, if you creeping forward, down and ready, and then that block comes, we're going to be able to get that ball up in the air, protect it, and give ourselves a chance. Next one, same thing, you're a front row player. Serve comes across, good pass by Maggie. This is kind of another example. You're not a setter in this example, you're just a front row player, but Madison had a great serve receive. So she chipped it in the air, hard serve, got that ball up. You're a setter by nature, even though you're a front row player. No reason why you couldn't set that ball to either Kaya or Katie or Karenna and give ourselves a chance for a good hit, instead of just giving them a free ball. You just passed it over. So really want to make sure when you have the opportunity and you're not rushed and you have a good chance to set that ball, make sure you're setting it so we can get a good hit. Now, this one here, I remember I wanted to play it through because you did a good job of being down when they were hitting it. So they hit it over, another bump. Now wrong button, sorry. Maddie overpassed it. So Katie was going up, doing her best to set it, but she knew she couldn't. Look what you're doing here. They're coming up to block, and you're down. Balls of your feet, arms extended, came to you, you did your best. That was a tough break. You wouldn't be able to get that, but that's what you want. Look at what you're doing compared to what Kai is doing, compared to what Madison's doing, compared to what Karenna's doing. No one's helping our setter who's getting blocked by two very aggressive boys like we knew what would happen. We need everybody to be doing what you're doing there, supporting. If we do that, that gives us our chance to win that point. That's just an awesome hit here. This is one of my favorite ones, my favorite points of the day. So Kai has a real sloppy serve receive. She kind of misjudged the height of it, but she was able to get it up in the air. Katie did a great job setting it. And this is perfect. You're looking at the ball, you're spotting it, your left arm's out, your lead's arm's out. Good contact. Look where you make contact. Full arm extension ahead of your body. And we win the point and they can't get it back. That was a great, great point. We got 3 more videos. Here you're serving. Good strong serve. You come up to defend your home position. They get a bump. Now here, same thing. They kind of surprised us because they didn't do a bump set hit. They did a bump hit. So watching it again, so now when you're at your home position, all you're thinking is, I defend that first touch, that first ball that comes over. Once I see I'm not touching that ball, you need to go to your settings position. So as soon as you see them hitting, that ball's not coming to you. Now you're seeing it. You're watching. Now what you're doing is you're just watching it. You need to be coming here because everyone is looking to pass the ball to the setter who's right there. So Madison passed it right where she should be passing it, and at that point you realize, uh-oh, I need to go get it. And now you're having to run full steam. Karenna's kind of in your way. You got to call help, and those are much harder for our team to be able to get, and we ended up losing the point on it. So definitely want to make sure you know when you are defending your home position, you are just asking yourself the question, am I defending the first hit? If I'm not, I'm getting to my setting spot. So boom, get over there so you can set it up. 2 more. Here. Here in the front. Yeah, I think this was another example of where you could have set up a hitter. So Cassidy did a good job on the serve receive, passing it to you. You're way off the net. I mean, it's not like it was a joust or anything. It was a nice high pass. And instead of setting up either doing a back set to Karenna or setting up Sarah or Cassidy, you just gave the boys a free ball. Can't give them free balls. There's one thing to try to be sneaky, but when you have a nice, perfect pass from your back row players, you got to set that up for a hit, not just pass that over. Now, that was also a great defensive effort to keep that one going. We ended up losing that point because someone made a mistake at the next volley here, but you passed it over, you went back to defend home, bump, set here. Big. We treat it as a free ball because it's a drive, so even though he's hitting it far back, so you did a good job coming up to your setter spot, but it surprised you, caught the net, you were able to adjust, good athletic move. That's going to be a great highlight video later in the season. Kaya was there ready to make the play right behind her. You made the adjustment, kicked that ball in the air, Madison got it up, and boom, pass it over so we can live to fight another day. That was awesome. Last video, last clip. I got you sitting right over here, setting spot, or in the home position, coming across to the set, bump. Yeah, that was a real good net play is what that was. That was a good read because, again, with those hard servers, as you remember, a lot of overpasses because it's hard to get an accurate pass. So as soon as it's served, you're moving over, going into your setting position. Madison overpasses it. You know that. It's not that. That's a good decision right there because that's not a good, easy set for you to make when it's tight on the net and you're kind of running and you're out of position. That's where, yeah, play it safe, pass the ball over, and put the pressure on them, and then boom, you're sitting right in your home position. So good decision there. So just to review, some things you do really well is your footwork on the serve receive. You're down, you're ready, weights in the balls of your feet, you're coming forward. That's awesome. Absolutely keep doing that. Your hits are great. Great form, leading with your hand, coming through, full contact. Your serves are doing really, really well. Your season average for serves was 75%, and you served at 83% at the game. So you served your best day of serving was at the game against the boys. So those are all things you're doing very, very well. Things I want you to improve upon is making sure that when you are defending the home position and the other team has the ball, once they send the ball our way, once you see you don't touch that first ball, get yourself to the setter spot as quickly as you can. So you got to get there as fast as you can. The other thing I want you to work on is making sure you take advantage of the opportunities to set your hitters. Okay, so there's one thing about playing it safe and making sure you just get the ball over, but you only want to do that if it's a broken play, if everyone's out of position, if you don't have an opportunity for a good clean set, yeah, just pass it over. But if your teammates are giving you a good pass, nice, high, you're underneath it, you can see it, set that ball to your hitter because our hitters, that's how we get our points. So those are the two things I really want you to focus on. So anyway, I think this was longer than I expected it to be, so sorry about that. But didn't want you to go a whole week without volleyball, so figured you would enjoy seeing some of the highlights of the game, seeing some things you did really, really well, and some things you could work on and improving over the next couple weeks. Thanks.